www.rebut.org. Welcome back, everyone. 15 after the hour, and time for us to go behind the headlines. And as I mentioned earlier, tomorrow I'm appearing with a judge, a cop, and a rehabber at a forum here in Portland, Oregon, presented by the Better People Foundation, entitled "Marijuana, Should It Be Legalized?" And I decided that part of what I should definitely address in here is the number one scare tactic of people who oppose marijuana legalization, something we here at the show called WOTC, or What About the Children? WOTC. And to combat this, I just like to go to the data, because the data that we have from the Monitoring the Future survey tell us quite the story about how to deal with youth drug use, comparing alcohol, tobacco, and cannabis. And so this is a little preview of the slide that I'll be using coming up on this Better People forum. And as you can see, this is information from the lifetime use of alcohol, tobacco, and cannabis among 12th graders, high school seniors, from the Monitoring the Future survey. And the data points here, 1975 to 2012. Now, to be fair, we are going to compare all three of these drugs side by side, and we'll start with alcohol right there at the top line. That's going to be in kind of the beer-colored yellow. And then tobacco, that's the gray, smoky colored line. And then we'll take care of marijuana, the green line on the chart. And what we've found is that the historical greatest amount of marijuana use, of drug use, I should say, amongst 12th graders took place in the late 70s. In 1970, or about 1979, 1980, alcohol use amongst 12th graders, 93.2% had tried alcohol. For tobacco users, in 1977, 75.7, 3 out of 4 high school seniors had tried tobacco. And by 1979, 60.4%, or 3 out of 5 high school seniors had tried marijuana. Now, for my own personal experience, I graduated high school in 1985. And so in my lifetime, when I was a high school senior, more than 9 out of 10 of my colleagues had tried alcohol, more than almost 7 out of 10 had tried tobacco, and a little more than half, 54%, had tried marijuana. I was not among that cohort. I had not tried marijuana until I was 22. Now, when we look at the effects of this, I also have a niece who just graduated high school in 2011, and looking at the current figures, they have dramatically declined for all groups. From my high school years of 92%, the now alcohol number for 12th graders is less than 70%. 69.4% of high school seniors have tried drinking. We somehow got 2 out of 10 high school seniors to not try alcohol over the past 20 or 30 years. And with tobacco, the figures are down below 40%. Only 39.5% of high school seniors have tried tobacco. So between my graduation and my niece's graduation, we somehow got 3 high school seniors to not try tobacco, 3 out of 10. But the numbers for marijuana are still at 45% for all high school seniors trying it. Now, these numbers change based on some very important factors. Back in 1987, President Reagan blackmailed the states to adopt a nationwide age 21 drinking age. And from that point on, you can see the number of high school seniors who had tried alcohol dropped dramatically. When it comes to tobacco, a very important data point happens in 1998 when the big tobacco lawsuits and those settlements came into play, went into force. And this restricted the advertising of big tobacco to no longer use Joe Camel and other cartoons, and kicked off the informational campaigns like the Truth Campaign, as well as increased efforts to keep cigarettes behind the counter and locked up. From that point in 1998, we see a dramatic decline in cigarette use, people trying cigarettes by the 12th grade. When it comes to marijuana, it's quite interesting. We see the drop begin when President Reagan comes in and ushers in Just Say No. But while you might think it was this harsh anti-drug rhetoric that brought marijuana use rates down, there were actually fewer marijuana arrests happening during the Reagan administration. Marijuana arrests actually declined, all the way to the point where they got to 32%, the historical low in 1992. That's when Bill Clinton is elected, and he begins doubling the marijuana arrests in America from around 350,000 to over 700,000. Marijuana use by youth levels off right here at 1997 when California's medical marijuana program gets into full swing and more states start adopting medical marijuana. That took a little longer than I expected, but there you go. There is the look at the data. Data do not lie. If you want to get fewer kids to use marijuana, let's look at what we did with alcohol and tobacco. That seemed to work.
Have you ever met that funny reefer man? A reefer man. Have you ever met that funny reefer man? A reefer man. If he said he swam to China, he was